What's up, Champions fam? It's the bad guy, a WWE Champion, Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new video. It's been a while since my last one, but I'm going to make it count because I have a lot on my chest that I need to get off, and there's a lot on my mind that I feel necessary to share with each and every single one of you. I will forever love WWE Champions, brought to us by the good old folks over at Scopely. However, I also have to admit this with the overall layout of the brand new MLE format, month-long event, month-long contest, MLC, if you want to take it back, way back like wave caps. I'm going to be realistic with you. I'm not really impressed by it. Personally, I miss the midweek prize wall because the prize wall itself, although the currency prices and amounts could vary on certain things, it was a guarantee. Now we have these brand new armory loots that tie into the revamped superstars contest that we get, which basically I will not deny. I love the idea of us having a contest superstar aside from the MLE superstar. Basically, if you were a free to play player, you have the opportunity of basically walking away with three brand new characters absolutely free without spending a single dime on the game. Realistically, depending on where you are with your account and your superstars, right? Because realistically, if you look at it, we got Bull Nakano. We got Bull Nakano for our free-to-play unit, representing powerhouse new gen waifus. That was definitely a good look. Then on top of that, you got Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom. Although he's the A tier, depending on where your account is, you can get them absolutely free without spending a dime. And then we had the revamp of Judgment Day Rhea Ripley before her S tier evolution arrived in Mommy's on Top Modern Era Showboat. The Showboat class didn't need any more firepower, but they just said, hey, let's go ahead. We gave the Strikers ton of love. Let's go ahead and give their counterpart, their Achilles heel, a couple buffs. So I'm not against that. But realistically, if you think about it, you get three free superstars. You know, one oldie but gets revamped and becomes a goodie. Your A tier chase, and then, of course, your main MLE, MLC free to play unit. But then there's another part of it. Aside from the multiple armory loots that we now have, right? The RNG is still RNG, but I just don't. It doesn't matter what you throw in here. The drops are still going to be one of the same. There are people out there that probably have pulled a skill plate. Probably have. More than likely, by now, you probably have pulled a tier 6 medal. But then there's certain things in here where you're just not going to get it. You're going to have a better chance of getting these strap parts and these metal bits than you do of getting a Judgment Day plate or getting a gem damage strap. That's just the brakes on here for that. And then, of course, you have it split up into multiple things. Whereas the midweek prize wall, it was there. That is the thing. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm making it convoluted, but just walk with me here. Just walk with me as I try to express what I need to say. We had a prize wall in place that basically gave you an opportunity at all of these things already guaranteed if you got the currency for said prize wall. Now, granted, this armory loot, because you can now go to your store and because you can go and make said purchases and get these get this type of currency, yeah, you pour enough into it, you're probably going to get something back. The harsh reality of it is, though, it's just another blatant cash grab. It's not improving something. It's just another way of making money. It's just three ways to take somebody's money. Now, WWE Champions is said to be the #1 mobile wrestling game, which I can't believe. It's either that or Supercard. Simplicity is everything, right? Gem matching or card game. One of them's going to win. That's just what it is, okay? But the beauty of the prize wall is that it was something available. It wasn't going anywhere for the entire month. You had an opportunity at something. It was there. It wasn't RNG. Now, the straps were RNG, of course. That makes sense. It'd be crazy if you could just go into a prize wall and say, hey, I'm going to pick up that 150% legend acrobat strap for my heavy metal Rhea that I've been trying to pull for months now and just walk away. There had to be RNG somewhere, right? But whenever you wanted a gear, whenever you wanted a moment, those things were right there. You just had to get the currency, whether you earned it free to play or you did some pulls, you did some investment on the portal side to get bonus resources to go towards the prize wall. You had a shot at what you wanted. This here, now granted, we have this version, but look at the pricing of it. Realistically, look at the pricing on these. Now, granted, depending on who you are, you might not miss that. You might not miss it. But on the other side, not everyone's going to be walking away with over 305,000 of them armory coins, are we? And then if you see a cool moment that you want, or you want that bloodline moment, you don't want the Tiffy time moment, you're going to shoot your shot on that armory loot. Why couldn't it just been the midweek prize wall? You took something simplistic and separated it to have a better chance of getting people to spend their money and blow their load. Figuratively and literally to try to get something that beforehand, it was just right there. Either you got it or you couldn't, or you had an opportunity depending on certain gears, depending on certain moments, they would rotate out or they would keep. It stops everything. Good example right here. I was 2 moments away from unlocking the Summer of Champions 2 moment, right? I was doing my thing, but then they switched it up. So now I got to hope and pray maybe I get that moment in a future prize wall for a weekend. I hope and pray maybe they do another deal like they've been doing where they have a certain moment, and then if you spend $20 per day, by the end of it, you get all 4 pieces and you unlock the moment. It's so much blatant crab grab, cash grab. That's what's going on right now. It bothers me. It makes me sick to my stomach. And it's something where I can't be the only one here. Now, back to the superstars. I am fine with them showing out for then, now, forever, together. They finally pulled it together as the MLE went along. Initially, Bull Nakano, your free-to-play waifu, representing New Gen. Dirty Dom and Revenge Tour Live, your A tier and your S tier chases. Now, for those of you who don't know, let me break it down for you how this goes. Bull Nakano, you can either spend 20, maybe 20 or 30, or man, honestly, I haven't even looked at them because I haven't bought the pack in a while. It's either $20, $30, or $100 to pick up Bull Nakano, or you wait 4 days to get enough shards to recruit her. And by the time that you recruit her, the content that you needed to use her has already gone out the window. So they put you in a slippery slope situation already out of the gate. But realistically, you wait the 4 days, you got Bull Nakano, who, in my mind, I absolutely love, and I'm going to take her up the 6-star goal because I have been wanting her in the game to get her freaking flowers, and I'm grateful to God that she finally got them here. Then outside of that, you had Dirty Dom. Your A tier character, depending on where your account is, like I said at the beginning of the video, can literally be obtained for free if you just do the content, log in, do every single week, do your due diligence, your faction does their due diligence, boom, you got them. Now, you could go the option of pay to play, pay to win by simply pulling on the loot banner when they show up, or the weekly loots that they have available where you can get more shards of them, or the S tier character feature that month, or another top tier busted S or S plus tier feature with them. That's how they also get you, right? Liv Morgan being your S tier character. Now, with Maxine Dupree, for me, I got lucky and pulled her at a low star rarity out of a bag, and I was able to take her all the way up. Now, I haven't really looked for a said bag for Liv, so that means either you're getting enough shards of her or you're spending disposable income to get her. But then it goes a step further. Now, we have normally had a roundabout of characters, right? Normally they've done the thing where there's like 4 and then there's like a surprise 5th or something. looking at you, Naomi, Return of the Glow, and OTC Roman, right? We get those characters, but this month bothered the crap out of me because it's scary how it got. Now, you have your free to play, your A tier, your S tier. Then they threw in a S plus tier, and then that would like tie into everything. And then they would normally release maybe an additional S plus tier. For instance, we had with the Bloodline, you had Tungaloa as your free to play. You had Tamatanga as your A tier. You had Jacob Fatu, yada I mean, as your S tier. You had Solo Sequa as your S plus tier. And then out of nowhere, like an RKO, they dropped OTC Roman. All right? Now, this MLE, you have Bull Nakano, Dirty Dom, Revenge Tour Live. Then you had CM Punk, PG Acrobat pull up, Voice of the Voiceless as an S plus tier. But wait, there's more. I'm happy and kudos to CM Punk, Voice of the Voiceless, getting his shine in PG era, getting a new top tier Acrobat, pushing NXT Seth out of the way with his Blue Gem generation. Following that, we also got Hornswoggle, right? You know what I mean? Shoot, call it the luck of the Irish, right? But we finally got the Leprechaun in the game, representing Trickster and Ruthless Aggression. But then the icing on the cake. Now we have Mommy's on top, Rhea Ripley. Now, here's the catch on this one. There's going to be a lot of people going out of their way to go after Mommy, the same way there was a lot of people that went out of their way to go after CM Punk, and then there was the people that dabbled and entertained, whether they cared for Swoggle or not, they went after the Leprechaun. But my question is, where's Fit Finley at in all this? How does he feel? Look, when I look at WWE champions sometimes, I have to question it because it goes from they do stuff really good to then they make it crystal clear what they want. And I understand it's business. There's no feelings or emotion in business. But at the same time, you got to know when to balance something and you got to know when to fall back. And that's the problem right now. Just think about all the loot you get within a week. Okay, you got your let's break it down. I always go back to do this because I just want to show you what we deal with here. So you got your weekend banner that you have right here. Then you have your weekly banner that's popping up, then now forever together loot, right? Then you have the bonus banner that pops up throughout the week for a couple of days where they throw you a bone and saying, hey, more shards of Dirty Dom, Revenge Tour Live, and maybe yeet Jay Uso on there. So then that's enticing. Then you have all three of these banners. Now, you can get these loot coins absolutely free. So I can give you that. It still maintains the midweek prize wall finesse and showcase. However, you also can go the pay-to-play route and get some more packs and get some more loot because it ties into you getting a chance at that moment you really want, right? And it ties into the chance of you maxing out that armory loot contest now, right? So it puts you in a weird space. Then let's even look at this one. The 6-star gold loot coin banner that went from being, hey, you just do the contest, you get as far as you can, you get these coins for free, and boom, you get a shot at a guaranteed 6-star gold. Now, when it's time to clean up the MLE at the very end of it, you got a shot to just buy the coin. So then you're sitting there like, well, I mean, realistically, I don't have to do much. I can just sit there and wait at the very end and buy a couple coin packs, and then I'll go walk away with my first ever guaranteed 6-star gold superstar. Maybe I'm that lucky broski or siski that pulls up and I'm able to get 3 back-to-back 6-star golds. I don't know. It's possible. The numbers are there. RNG's going to be a thing, right? Then you even got your free briefcase pulls again. You saw when I went to the armory loot, you saw the keys there, so you can spend money on that. And, well, this is sad, but I get it. Like, this was cool for a moment, but they're basically doing away with this. This is going to be gone forever, nevermore, not to be seen again. But then you even have this loot, like the different classes and styles of loot, right? There's a lot going on, let alone like a character like Hornswoggle showing up out of nowhere, or the layout of how they did like Nia Jax and OTC Roman and Jey Uso and Naomi, of them, hey, you can go for the loot or you can clear out the portal. You'll get some shards guaranteed there. And then you can try your hand at the loot and get them out on the weekend. There's a lot going on. Too much going on that's basically priming you to spend disposable income, right, to enjoy the game instead of just enjoying the freaking game. I don't understand. Even with the new showdown, the new showdown. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for it. It's a cool little revamp. I'm loving what they're doing with the shop. Okay, it's alright. It's not the best, but it's alright. If you know the reference, you know the reference. But even then, showdown still sucks. The only time the genuine showdown itself is irrelevant. That's me. The only showdown I care for is the showdown that goes down in the midweek or the one that happens on the weekend. But again, Champions has so much content going on all at once. It becomes more of a task. It feels more like tasking it than enjoying it and playing it. It feels like a job that I'm spending money on instead of getting paid to do. The rewards are lackluster. Like looking at these tours. Honestly, I mean, I get it. I do this stuff just so I can get my points that help towards the milestones. But you look at these tours, and granted, some people are like, oh, these are easy clears. But realistically, though, the rewards just aren't even the same anymore. The stretch isn't the same anymore. Like, this is one of the MLEs, the first MLEs in a long time. I'm not maxing it. I'm not. I haven't spent on it. I haven't really gone out of my way to spend on this. Not at all. They had Hornswoggle show up. Then you had the zombies return and pull up. You just got so much going on that it becomes a thing like, okay, you say the premise and the concept is then, now, forever, and together. But then we throw the zombies in there. It's like you don't need to throw an extra bone if your premise is strong enough. The theme is strong enough to carry the MLC. You don't need it. Now, I also understand that this is around the same time that zombies would come out. That is a given. But you got too much going on all at once. And depending on who you are, either you're going to fall in line and keep on track, or you're going to go off the rails and get lost. It is a lot to digest. From the tours that you do, from the one normal tour that you get, to then the bonus tour they have that concludes on Fridays, to your recap tours that are now going on. I mean, the rewards are decent, but again, you're only getting the full thing, if you even call it the full thing, if you have the bonus superstars that are required. And then you look at the difficulty of it. Is it really worth it? No. Me personally, I mean, as much as I enjoy these, depending on who you have and who you don't, you're not going to get these bonus things. And then you look at the difficulty spike that comes with them. It's not worth it. Me, I just went to the point where I entertained just doing it to get the bonus shards of the A tier, so I guarantee myself the A tier. But that's a given because it's allowing you to use the free-to-play character from the past MLEs or the A tier character. So they rotating them out. I believe they did this before. It's extra content, but if it's not really fulfilling or rewarding, it's just a waste of space. It's a waste of pixels. That's just me. We have a lot of content, but there's no real direction anymore. You're just going through the motions, or at least I'm speaking for myself. I'm just going through the motions. I enjoy still using certain characters because, A, I invested in them, but it's just not really fulfilling. That's what I'll say about it. Like, you got your weekend tours. You have your extreme rules that become a thing. I'm happy to see Steel Cage going around and doing it. I'm grateful for that, how they've incorporated it in different types of content. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for that. I'm appreciative of that. But I mean, at the same time, nothing's really happened. Like, you can change a format of something, doesn't mean that it makes the system better. If anything, it can make the system worse. Because all it's basically pointing to for a lot of this stuff is to open up your wallet and hope and pray you can get the character. And even once you got the character, RESPECT or TPCT, let alone your star fragments and your strap parts and your metal bits now, right? It gets to a point where it's like, where is the, like, I've always asked this question about champions because every game's different. What is the end game of all of this? Because although this might be the number one mobile wrestling game, WWE game, where is it going to stop? Now, I am grateful and thankful that I've seen the likes of CM Punk as well as Rhea Ripley, two great wrestlers and who I'm a huge fan of, get their S plus tier flowers that I mentioned in the past video. I'm grateful to see them get that. I'm in awe of Hornswoggle being an S plus tier because it's Hornswoggle, dude. I mean, there's no way around. I'm not that. I would have gotten if he was an S tier. Maybe he is an S tier. I don't know. But they either double up on S tiers or they double up on S plus tiers. The reality of it is, though, you got too many. You got too many. Too many options. Too much going on all at once. Tours, Showdown, Faction and Flash Feud, Boss Battle, Stipulation Tours. There's a lot going on. You go from one regular showdown to another type of showdown to your weekend showdown. There's just a lot going on every single week. And honestly, depending on who you are and depending on your roster, it can be either real chill or it could become very frustrating. Now, I am pulling my CM Punk voice of the voiceless because I'm just being realistic that ultimately, I am not a fan of the new MLE layout. You got too many loot banners, so little loot currency unless you open up your pockets and spend some disposable income. The requirements are hit and miss depending on where you are with your account and what you got lucky to pull and what you didn't or what you weren't able to get. Then on top of that, you also need certain characters to help you out with getting bonuses when I'm speaking on promoters. There's a lot. This game, it's like, let's be realistic here. This game is checkers trying its hardest impression to be 4D chess when it should just be checkers because everyone's fine with playing checkers. Okay? When it became chess, it got interesting. It keeps you entertained. When it tried to go to 3D and 4D, that's when you lose me. Only a handful of people care about straps and skill plates. Only a handful of people are going to be combing through their roster to see who's got a cool looking tag team cooldown for Showdown. A lot of people aren't watching the videos that the amazing Merrick's and Professor and Champions Chat, even back to the days of Big Papa Brian and Gerson and David D and Vengeful One. David boy, you can lead a horse to water doesn't mean it's going to drink. And there's so many people that's where it kind of shows. Like you have the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. It's the same concept in Champions too. There's people who still have the audacity to be that Mick a-hole that want to be like, hey, are they good or are they not? I mean, I don't know about you, but if I like sports, wouldn't I check stats? If I like wrestling, wouldn't I check in on the storyline? If I'm playing a wrestling game, wouldn't I check out the new character to see if they're worth my time or money? You tell me, dog. I don't know anymore. I'm famous words of Marshawn. I'm just here so I don't get fired. I will forever love this game. Don't get it twisted. But this is one of those times where I have to hold Scopely accountable, but I also have to hold the community accountable because we allow this. We allow it. They know that they throw out a certain character, even if they say they don't care about him. Oh, I don't like OT Roman Reigns. But his banner came out and had a certain character on it. But I thought you didn't like OTC Reigns, so why are you spending money on OTC Reigns? You know what I mean? Like it's an oxymoron of a paradox within a conundrum. That is literally what I get every single time. Now, I'm also grateful to God that I have this game. I've met so many great people, so many amazing people because of this game, and I'm forever going to be grateful and I'm forever going to be thankful for it. But it's also highly frustrating to see what happens when people don't know when to speak up. We can speak in our discords, we can speak within YouTube video comment sections, but when it comes to just going on to the App Store and giving constructive criticism or emailing them and giving constructive criticism, it's far and nigh. It's far and nigh. And it's just a thing where if there are, because July's coming, y'all. For those who don't know, normally when July hits, there's an update of star rarity or high. Because now we even know it because of Santa Hogan. Why Zeke 4-0? What do you mean, Santa Hogan? They literally said when Santa Hogan came out, he will hit above the star rarity bracket that he is in. So, for instance, for those whales out there who were able to get Santa Hogan up to 6-star gold by opening up your pockets or just having some crazy RNG or just, breaking the bank, he is meant to hit above where you are. So he's supposed to hit, quote unquote, punctuations, right? Quotations. He's supposed to basically be hitting like he's a 7-star. That's basically what they said when he came out. He hits above the belt because he's Hogan, right? So when you have a situation like that, that means even if they don't go 7-star bronze, silver, and gold, they can easily make another version, 6-star diamond, 6-star platinum. They can do something like that. You got to work these people up from level 1 all the way up. You have to invest your TP into them. You got to put your tokens into them. You got to make sure you have either enough shards of them or they're correlating style, focus, defensive, chaotic, all right? You got to aggressive. You got to make sure that you have enough shards to get them to 6-star bronze, silver, and gold. Lo and behold, what happens when we get to the next one, right? Because 4K is, I've heard of being caught in 4K. Being stuck below 4K is a thing too, because there's so many account moves that I could have been made, but because of this shard system, I get it. Can't have too many people having 6-star golds out there, man. You got to balance out the game a little bit. But it also gets to a point where it's annoying because you're halting my progress by me not being able to get to 6-star gold. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people can relate. It's all good. It's all good, boo-boo honey child. I'm here to speak for you because it ain't sensational. It ain't easy being cheesy, all right? But this is just one of those videos where I just got to vent because I'm always sitting there like, what is the end game? What are we doing, champions? We take 2 steps forward and then it feels like 8 steps back. Now, I'm also going to be realistic. I have to be humble. Things can change. They could listen or they won't. I've played games where they listen to people, they fix problems automatically. I've seen games that they're like, oh, that's how you feel? Well, that's tough for you, buddy. So, champions, I love you to death, but I also feel like you're yanking the chain a little bit. You're flying a little too close to the sun, Icarus. Be careful before your wings melt. So it just comes to a point like, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm fine with not spending money on WWE champions like that anymore. And I've even spoken on it. This is a game that I love. But realistically, depending on where your account is, how far you get into it, dictates what you can do and what you can't do. Now, I am highly impressed by what we're able to do with the options. The briefcase loot can drop some gems. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've literally I pulled Becky 2 bites from a briefcase pull. You can pull some really good stuff, and then because of the rarity that they're at, it can help you out. So you can go from having someone that's locked in and ready to go to, like you have a like pulling 2 stars. Like I don't even know if you can pull 2 stars anymore now. You might get some because of the game. Is he ready? Was he switching something up? What are you doing? Antonio, RTG, ready to go. Simple and plain. Are we moving, or am I going to have to kick you? Because I like you, Antonio. Please don't make me kick you. I don't want to kick you. Thank you, Jesus. I hate doing that. Whew, I hate doing that. But it's like, even now, the lowest rarity you could possibly pull, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, depending. So they've made some things to make it more fair to you. But if you don't know, if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't go out of your way to learn how to play this game, if you don't seek a mentor within this game, if you don't educate yourself on this game, you're going to be up the creek without a paddle. That's just God honest truth. If you were a free-to-play player now, I would literally just suggest, like, if you're a new player, pair up with somebody, learn. There was a gentleman that was a part of our faction. He started playing, but he spent so much money. And it was like, bruh, I'm happy that you're pulling all this great stuff. I'm down to help you with your roster, but never jeopardize your livelihood for a game. You know what I mean? And I wish him well, but I've been there. So that's like, I made those mistakes myself. So it's like, I want to help you not make the mistakes that I did. And that's what love is. That's what respect for your community, respect for the game is. Preventing someone from making the same mistake as you. Don't enter the loop of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and then here we are. Because if it costs you in the end, well, Scopely's happy, but what about your livelihood? What about your significant other? What about your child? We got to be realistic. This game, we give so much, we put so much in this game, that when this game shuts down, we're getting nothing back. And you got to be at peace with that. But I hope that new players continue to join. But I strongly suggest if there's new players watching now, free to play players watching now, please seek a mentor. Seek someone that's going to be willing to roll with you. Same way with Fuse. If you can, maybe you're partnered up with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your partner. You know what I mean? It's like, or you got a best friend in the game or a faction mate. Like, y'all don't even have to be buddies, but that y'all are on the same time for Fuse, right? Team up with people. Make those type of friendships, you know what I mean? You don't have to be friends with with 99 of all 99 members of your faction, right? But you can have acquaintances. You can have rivals in your crew. You can have things that spice the game up when you pair up in Fuse. The same thing with boss battles. You can make a clique of people to run boss battle together, and it's not disrespectful. It's just we know how to work. Why are you kicking us out of 23s? Because you don't have the right boss breaker on. You're not even using the right person that does the proper gem damage to get them. You're going to hurt us. And then on top of that, I'm the kind of guy. I look at it like this. I'm going to look at what I'm going to look and think about everything. I'm like, I'm carrying somebody. I don't mind carrying people. It's fun, but it would feel better if they respected. Like, hey, we just shared with you Merrick's boss battle prep guide. We put in Professor's bargain bin for who to use. And yet you're still showing up with the wrong people. Same thing with feuds. There's certain things like, we're a community. We got to be there. Mentorship this is a game where unless you do the due diligence and educate yourself properly, you're going to need to learn from somebody. You're going to have to be with someone who knows the ins and outs of this game. And then you're going to have to be coachable, teachable. This is definitely a game where, okay, you can go into it just with gem matching and call it a day. But with all the mechanics that they have added on, with all the things that have been added on and dealt with, it is better for you to have knowledge and wisdom than to go into every single situation blind. That's just me. That is just me. My rant is going on long enough, but long story short, there's too much going on in the game. There's a lot of content to do, but the resources are hitting a miss. The balance of the release of characters is highly questionable when you realize and you understand the fact of, hey, not everyone's going to have all these characters. There might be only, I'm not going to lie to you, maybe, I'm saying key, maybe, I wouldn't say maybe no more than 100 people in the community that have every single person, and that might be even sitting it pretty high. You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta be realistic here. So you just gotta learn to make do with what you have. And but there's gonna be people that are driven, have addictive mindsets. Me being one of them, that are gonna feel when every single time a new toy comes out, you gotta go ahead and open up your pocket. And, some people got that luck. Like, I love the fact that Lee from Champions Chat has had a streak. He's had his own Undertaker streak since he's started Champions, where whenever he goes for Black Friday, he's pulled the character. Some people don't get that. Some people don't have that kind of luck. Some people don't have Gearsan falling out the chair pulling Bobby Roode luck. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that they happen and they don't. I can pull Queen Naya and I'm just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But then the same, I can get surprised by OTC Roman. I'm not looking for it, but it's a blessing that you get it. But a lot of times, depending on who you are, sometimes you're going to get what you get and sometimes you're not. That's gotcha's going to gotcha. But nonetheless, a lot of content. Rewards could be a whole lot better by now. Superstars releasing need to be balanced. I mean, obviously, they've been doing the regimen for a while now. They have been doing the same regimen, of which we have free to play, your easy chase, the one that you're going to have to spend money for, and then, of course, an S tier, and then you might get a bonus S tier. So we've basically got acclimated, indoctrinated, if you will, into that rollout. You get your freebie, you have the A tier that's possible of picking up. The S tier, you might have to spend some money. If you spend on the right weekend, you got a good shot at them. Or they switch up the whole layout completely, every single month to keep you on your P's and Q's to make sure that your wallet's always ready. Then you have your S plus tier of the month. And then you might get maybe one, or in this case, two S plus tiers in the month. So again, I have to count sometimes to make sure that I understand what's going on sometimes. Bull Nakano, you're free to play. Dirty Dom, you're A tier. Liv Morgan, your S tier. CM Punk, Voice of the Voiceless, is a S plus tier. Then Hornswoggle is a S plus tier or S tier, and then Mommy Ripley as a S plus tier. 6 characters in a month, and you got to think even the ones that are quote unquote free to play, they are still pay to play depending on your patience, right? So that's something that we always have to keep in mind here. Like, I'm grateful to God, like, I finally have a promoter. I was able to get Roddy Piper. You know what I mean? I even sit back and I think about when he was the king. Like, he was the first dude in the game with 2 submissions. That was something new. No one had ever seen that before, doubling up on the submissions. And then, of course, we got Trickster Barrett Barrage with his crap behind submissions, but that's not there. But even then, there's so much into this game, from the characters that you use, having the right move set, having the right strap on them, the proper skill plates that suit your account, to trainers and coaches, to promoters, to then the different formats of content that we got, and your tours, Extreme Rules, Steel Cage, Stipulation, okay? Invasions when that was a thing, right? Where's our tower mode at? Where's that at? Showdown, flash feuds, faction feuds, boss battles. There's so much going on that you can get lost real quick. and there's so much pulling you in so many different directions, sometimes you will get torn apart if you don't stay on your P's and Q's. And I want to see everyone win, and I want to see everyone thrive. But WWE champions, it ain't going nowhere because we pump too much money into it. But it's going to be a very harsh reality check for many when these doors finally close. You know? That's a spoiler for y'all. That's even for myself. You know, so you gotta think about that. Spending tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars on pixels, and then go to log into the game one day and they're saying, hey, we're shutting it down. You know, that's something that we all gotta come to terms with. That's the truth. Nothing is forever. But with how things are going, yeah, the lights will stay on a little bit longer, but who knows how long. And I'm just saying, like, champions needs to rework some things. Sometimes the old things that they did work better than what they're trying to do. And there's no shame with going back to the basics. There is no shame. Like, no, I'm not saying go back to the 5v5 faction feuds. Nah. We the 2v2s is fine. We can run the fade like that. We fine. We good. And I even still think of times where I was like, I still even think doing individual feuds, like you just doing the 1v1 would make things a lot faster and quicker. But I get it. It's faction feud. You need to have your faction, so you got to team up with somebody. But I even think solo feuds would also make the game fun because it's literally on your merit. You're busting out these matches. You're getting these bouts done so that you can get in and get out. Don't have to worry or wait on anybody else, and you can get points for your team while everyone else does what they do. You know, let the slow pokes be slow pokes. Let the people be who decide to stall, who hop into one match and don't want to finish. Let them screw themselves over. Let them get their points however they see fit because they want to play the game they want. But let the go-getters have a ball. Let us go and eat. We hungry. Let's eat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just a guy playing the game. So, at the end of the day, I just wanted to just speak and get a lot of stuff off my chest. Yeah, that's what my man, Snowman, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Some people make me so mad because of the RNG. Now, Snowman Bro has been, I'm gonna give flowers, because we have community spotlights and stuff, right? Champions chat. I'm jacking y'all stuff right now. Snowman Bro is the kind of dude that I've never met him once. I've never talked to him over Discord, but he is the kind of guy that I know when he joins the queue, he got my back. And that's something I want to give flowers to a lot of people that I've worked alongside over the years. There's always been characters, individuals that come through, whether they talk in the chat, whether they talk less. When they pull up, they got your back. This man has pulled off so many requirement bonuses for us in boss battles because he just gets blessed with the RNG luck, or he's willing to invest his disposable income to do what he needs to do, not only for his account, but for the family. And so, Snowman Bro, I just want to thank you because you have helped out in so many situations on Boss Battle alone, let alone the times that we've gotten to team up in Faction Feud. You were a guy that I knew I didn't have to worry about. You got your plate and you cleaned that thing the same way that I did. And to know this guy, he always pulls up the way, even like my guy C-Nut. C-Nut pulls up. My dude Unser, he pulls up. You know what I mean? Tube Welder. Mudflap, Lloyd Girl. Oh my God. There's just so many great people that I've teamed up with over the years. Lucario, Mac, Shoddy, Breathless, Tora Gunshin. Look, I just want to give flowers to everybody. James Money, people who've played the game, people who moved on from the game. There's just certain people that when they pull up, they stand on business. And I just want to give my due to that. That's just me. I just want to give flowers to people. And Snowman, bro, when I saw you, I just had to acknowledge you because you have done so much for NWO Broken Skulls and never asked for anything else in return. And I'm just grateful for that. That's what we need more of. We need more players like that. But nonetheless, I got to get back to Boss Battle, y'all. I wanted to vent. I wanted to just speak my mind, give my earnest opinion on things. And yeah, just speak from the heart with it. Just be God honest, truthful about it, and appreciative of this game and the player and the people that behind the screen that have had my back and backed me up and been in the trenches with me, whether it's been in co-op or just doing their own thing and helping out. And that's the bright side of this game, and I'm always going to be grateful and appreciative of that. So at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. And no, that I don't even know why I was going to switch out. I'm just going to stick with you, Liv. You're good. You're cool. But I do think I need to switch out her, don't I? Because, I got to switch her out because I got to help out with those requirements. So that's why. I had a blank real quick. I'm like, wait, I got to get these people straight. Oh, man, and I got to take away from Liv. It's all good. I can come back. I'll bounce back with Liv. So we'll run that for a little bit. But, then you glitched out on me. Why you going to do me like that? But nonetheless, that is the video. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's fine if you agree. It's fine if you disagree. I'm just speaking what I feel about the new MLE concept. To me, is not the greatest. I'm not a fan of it. I genuinely am not. But you know what? I have faith that things can turn around. I have faith that we can do something great in this game like we always have. And so I just want everyone to thrive. I want everyone to enjoy this game. I don't want people to run away from this game. So many great players have left this game because it started feeling like a job and it wasn't fun anymore. And the thought of how paywall heavy this game can be, it's not surprising, but with how immediate it is now, it bothers me. Like how blatant it is now, it genuinely bothers me. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. I mean, people can agree, people can, if you're used to it, that's fine. That is cool. That is good. That is all right. But I just think that we as a community do deserve better. That's what I strongly believe. And Scopely, I get that you're a business, but even the cruelest monster has a heart for something at the end of the day, And that's just me. They can do better. Whether they choose to do better is different. You know what I mean? It's like what you opt not to change, you choose that. And that's something that I believe a lot of people need to understand. It's like what you opt to not change or correct, you're choosing that. And that's something that I wish a lot of people could understand and comprehend that. Like, we make our bed, you lay in it. And Scopely, like, there's too many great people, too many beautiful people I've come across. I've literally played alongside people that were father and son, husband, wife, significant other, family, to have that type of moment where you can share, bring a family close together. Y'all have played a part in that, so I'll give you that. But I also will say that the decisions that you've made that have been highly, highly questionable, yeah, they in the famous words, that don't work for me, brother, and unfortunately that's caused a lot of great players to leave, and I miss a lot of them, and dang, it's just rough. It's like expectations of reality. I have expectations of WWE champions to do better because they have proven multiple times over that they can do better. But then at the end of the day, we also get hit with the reality of, hey, they're a business. They're going to do whatever they please. So we'll see how it plays out. But nonetheless, hey, yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, of my beloved champions, fam. You already know what the deal is, and if you don't, get familiar. like the video, share the video. But if you really rock with what your man has said, the bad guy has staked his claim. Do yourselves a favor by making sure to drop a people's elbow on the subscribe button, as well as hit a razor's edge on the bell icon to receive all future notifications from yours truly, the one and only bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all. I respect you all. I'm praying for you all tenfold. Let the good times roll. And always know this: no matter where you're coming from, no matter what you're going through, and no matter where you're headed, in my eyes, you always and forever will be a champion. So, with that being said, let's chop it up in the comments below if you wish to talk it up. If not, I understand completely. Some will agree, some won't. I've learned it's better to get comfortable being uncomfortable than living your whole life comfortable. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. You know, bad times create strong men. Hard times create strong men. Good times create weak men. So that's what we gotta be. We gotta get through these bad times, baby. These hard times, because they don't last. But with that being said, y'all, I'm out. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Let's chop it up in the comments below. And stay tuned until next time. Peace!